Hello, in this in this lesson, we're going to be talking about finding missing angles on a straight line. Okay, so obviously a type of maths, a very important topic as well, actually. Um, I know that I've done some mock exams with some of you quite recently, and this did come up in one of the questions, and is a very common question type. But I think if you're not sure on how to do this, you'll actually be quite surprised on how straightforward it is. No pun intended. Okay, so how many degrees in a straight line? Well, let's talk about this first. So, firstly, I want someone to offer something to me because we throw away the round. We throw the word around degrees. We throw that word around quite a lot. Degrees. We hear it all the time. But and I know it's a way of measuring the size of angles. But what is it exactly? What exactly are we measuring? Am I measuring this line on the screen? What am I measuring exactly? What do I mean by degrees? Oh, it's Scarlett. Of course, it's Scarlett. Scarlett, what do I mean by degrees? What am I measuring exactly?
You're not measuring the angle, you're measuring the like the size in between the angle.
Yeah, very good. So perfect. Yeah. So one way of putting it is exactly what Scarlett said. It's kind of like the in between space. How do we get from one point, like this point, to another point? So we're measuring that. That's kind of distance between one point and another point. Now, on a straight line, it doesn't matter how big or how small or where you put the curve. So, for example, I could put a curve right here, or I could put a curve right in the middle. I could make it large. I could make it tiny. Okay, to get from one point to the other, it's always going to be the same. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I want you to tell me. But it's the same angle every time. Okay. So if we imagine this is point A, and this is point B, right? I like Scarlett said, when we're talking about degrees, it's the space, it's the distance. Okay, from this point to this point. Okay. Now, what is that? What is that magic number? What is that number that we really need to know and we don't want to forget? Um, George, how many degrees are we talking about when we're talking about a straight line?
180.
Very good. 180 degrees, okay? Let me write that down here. 180 degrees. This never changes, okay? If we're talking about degrees in a straight line, it's always going to be 180 degrees, okay? You don't have to think about anything else. Like we said a minute ago, don't worry about how big the curve is or how small it is or where it is. It's going to be 180 degrees, okay? So, this is really important, okay? Take a look at this question. Well, there's not a question on the screen, but I'm going to kind of make one up as I go along, right? I'm going to give you an angle size here, and it's probably not going to be too accurate. Please don't worry about that. Okay, we're going to just guess this angle size, right? Um, Let me see. Maybe I'm going to go for 130. It might be off. It doesn't really matter at the moment. Okay. So let's say that this angle is 130 degrees, right? Now we know that. I'm going to draw over it in red. Watch this bit carefully, guys. So this angle here, I've said is 130 degrees. Now, if we keep going down, eventually the whole thing is going to be 180 degrees, isn't it? Yeah, from one point to the next point. Yeah, the whole thing is going to be 180 degrees. Now, that must mean, therefore, that this angle over here must be 50 degrees. Can anyone explain why? And if you can't, I'll explain, so don't worry if you can't. Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, why must it be that that part of the angle is 50 degrees? Or that angle, sorry, is 50 degrees?
It might be that because if you think of, say, 180, take away 130, you'd probably get 50 degrees. Actually, you will get 50 degrees. So
Perfect.
that's why that bit is 50 degrees.
Amazing. I love the way you changed your word there. It will be 50 degrees. Yeah, that's the sort of conviction we need in maths. That's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. So, like Alexa said, right, we know that. I'm going to use a different colour now. I do apologise. It's getting a bit colourful, isn't it? We know that this angle here must be 180 degrees because we've gone from one point to another on a straight line. That's always going to be 180 degrees, right? And if we know that this section right here is 130 degrees, well, we know that the remainder must be 50 degrees because it must add up to 180 degrees, okay? And of course, 130 degrees plus 50 degrees does add up to 180 degrees. All right, so that's the basics of it. We're going to practice a few basic ones, and then we're going to make it a little bit trickier, but not much trickier, okay? So let's do another one, but this time we're going to do it completely by ourselves, all right? And don't worry if it goes wrong. Can you tell me what is the size of this angle that I am marking in green? We'll call it angle A. What is the size of angle A? Let me know in the chat box, guys. What is the size of angle A? Perfect. Gasima? Perfect. Oscar? Perfect. Scarlett? No, it can't be 180. The whole angle is 180. Really must focus, guys. You've got to really focus, okay? It can't be 180. It's impossible. Perfect, Alexa? Yes, well done, George B. Well done, Jordan. Well done, Theo. Good effort, Thomas. You're close. You're not far away. Well done, Hannah. Well done, Oki and Ari. Well done, Izzy. Well done, Ava. Well done, George S. Well done, Hayden. Well done, Himani. Well done, Annabelle. Brilliant, guys. Yeah, great start. Great start. Let's have someone explain. Okay, Gersima, you said that the answer is angle A is 136 degrees. How do you know that?
Because I know that the whole angle is 180. So what I did 180 and take away 44, and that left me with the answer 136.
Amazing. Well explained. So like Gersima said, 180 degrees is the whole angle, the entire angle. So a couple of you said that 180 was the answer. It's impossible because we've cut right into the angle, haven't we? This whole thing here would be 180, but we've cut into it, so it can't be 180. So what Gersima did, he said, well, I know the whole thing is 180, but that sectioned off part right here, this bit, let's call it angle B, that bit's 44 degrees. So if we subtract 44 degrees away from 180 degrees, it's going to leave us with the remaining size of angle A, okay, which is 136 degrees. So well done if you said that. And if you said something like 134, 138, 132, not bad. It means that you know exactly what to do. Just be careful when you're doing the subtraction, okay? Just be very careful with that bit. But very, very good, guys. Let's do another one. Ooh, okay. Now, this might go wrong. If it goes wrong, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it. But see if you can answer this one. Can you tell me the size of this angle? We're going to call it angle, let's call it angle Y. Can you tell me the size of angle Y? Give that a go, guys. Yes, Oscar, fantastic. But well done, Kiva. I've just seen your last answer. Brilliant. Yes, Scarlett, brilliant. Annabelle, fantastic. I love this, guys. Brilliant. Alexa, brilliant. Gasima, brilliant. Oki and Ari, brilliant. I can't believe this. Honestly, I was expecting to have to give a thorough review of things, but everyone's smashing it. George B, brilliant. Ava, brilliant. Oh, one of you said 138. You're not far away. You've done everything right. Take another look. It's not 52. Perfect, Jordan. Perfect, Theo. Kiva, wonderful. Wonderful answer. You're bang on. Perfect. Here, Monk, brilliant. All right, 10 seconds, guys. Okay, we've got a couple of 128s. I'm going to talk about that answer in a minute. Because a couple of you said 128. I know why you said 128. It's not correct, but don't worry. We'll talk about why it's not correct in a second. But for now, let's go through the answer. Now, what I really liked about your answers, or most of your answers, is you did something really cool and actually essential for exams, and you relied on previous knowledge. Things that we've spoken about in the past, or things that you've learned at school in the past. That's really good. That's exactly what reasoning is, okay? Because I never told you what to do in this lesson. You worked it out for yourself, which is brilliant. And what you did is you noticed that this 180-degree angle that I'm drawing on the screen right now has been split into 3 parts. Okay, let's talk about the 3 parts. We've got 52, 52 degrees. We've got this one here. I'm going to get rid of this angle for a second, guys. We've got this one here. Okay, now, can someone tell me, let's go for, I spoke to, was it Gersima last? Yeah, let's speak to Annabelle. Annabelle, can I possibly work out the size of that angle that I'm pointing to?
Yes, because the box means that it's 90 degrees because 90 degrees is a perfect L shape.
Perfect. Very, very good. Well done, Annabelle. Yes, this is 90 degrees, okay? It's got that perfect square shape. It's got the perpendicular lines, the perfect L shape. It's 90 degrees, right? So we've actually got the size of 2 angles, okay? Let me just make a distinction between them. We've got a red angle here. That's 52 degrees. We've got our right angle here. It's 90 degrees. Now, they all must add up together and total 180 degrees, okay? They must. We've spoken about this already. So that must mean, let's get rid of this working out. That must mean that if I were to add the 2 known angles, which is 52 degrees and 90 degrees, that's going to be 142 degrees, right? I need it to add up to 180. So I've got to think about, well, what do I need to add to 142 to get to 180? And there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can either count upwards from 142, or we can do the inverse, which is 180 degrees subtract 142 degrees, which is what Gersima told us earlier, okay? In any case, the answer that you're going to get is 38 degrees, okay? 38 degrees. So that's our answer. Angle Y must be 38 degrees. It's important to remember that these angles are not drawn to scale, okay? We're relying only on the numbers on the screen, so no protractors are going to help you with this question. Now, if you put 128, the reason that you put 128 is quite clear, and don't worry about this, right? It's because you just only accounted for one angle, this one. And you're right, 152 plus 128 would be 180 degrees. So your process is fine, but you forgot to consider that we do have another angle right here. We must take all the angles into account, okay? All right, well done, guys. Let's do another one. Can you tell me, what is the size of, let's call it angle, let's be creative. Why not angle H? Let's call it angle H. What is the size of angle H? Give that a go, guys. Let me know in the chat box. Yes, Theo, great speed. Perfect, Jordan. Perfect, Hannah. Perfect, Ava. Perfect, George B. George, for your year 4 in a group full of year 5s. I know there's a couple of year 4s, and you're doing amazingly. Very good. Guys, we're not just adding those angles together. A couple of you are just adding the 2 angles together. That's not what we're doing. We're trying to find the missing angle. I mean, you do have to add them together, but that's not our answer. Well done, Alexa. Perfect. Perfect. Scarlett. Oh, that's really sweet, Scarlett. So yeah, Scarlett wants me to tell you, guys, to not give up. Keep going. You've got this, even if you find it tricky. Well done, Scarlett. Perfect Gosima. Perfect Kiva. Perfect George S. Perfect Oscar. Perfect Annabelle. Perfect Hayden. 10 seconds, guys. Perfect Izzy. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's go through it. It's not 10. Right. Okay. I need a few of you. I don't want to say any names, but if you didn't put 20 degrees as your answer, please focus, because there's a few of you that are getting them all wrong, and it's okay. We're allowed to get things wrong, but I really, really want you to understand this, and I know that you can, but you must focus, because this is now is it third or fourth time we've been through it, and I know you can do this, okay? So watch really carefully if you didn't say 20 degrees. Who did we speak to last? We spoke to Annabelle. So we're going over to Himank. All right, Himank, can you help me with this? What's the size of angle H, and how do you know?
The size of angle H is 20 because the top one is going to be 90. So 90 add 70 is 160.
And
So
how do
you
you know?
left
How do you know this is going to be 90 degrees?
because it has a square shape.
Perfect. Well done, Himank. It's a right angle. Yeah, well explained. I love how you guys explain these things. It's really concise. Brilliant. Yeah. So we've got two angles that we know about. 70 degrees is given to us. That's explicit. It's right there. There's no argument with that. And then we've got a right angle, which is 90 degrees. Once we've added those two together, we get 160 degrees. And we know that the entire angle, remember, let me just draw it for you again. The entire angle on the straight line must be 180. Very good. Okay. Are you ready for another one? Oh, okay. What about this one? This one's a bit trickier because we've got 4 angles, but only 2 bits of information. So don't worry if it goes wrong. Just give it your best. Can you tell me what is the size of angle X and what is the size of angle Y? And if you feel that this is the question that kind of stops you, you've got so much momentum, you're doing really well, and suddenly you come across a question and you might be like, I can't do it anymore. Don't worry, that's the whole point. We get more difficult as we go on, okay? So eventually it's going to be tough, but we'll get there. Jordan, angle Y is perfect, very good. Izzy, angle X is perfect, very good, Izzy. Here's a hint, guy. Here's a hint, they're not the same size. Yes, Izzy, you've got it. Fantastic. Himank, fantastic, brilliant. Very, very good. Yes, Jordan, that's it. Perfect. Oh, Ragnar, you're super, 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 super close. Yes, Kiva, brilliant. Bang on, you got it. All right, 10 seconds. Nope, they're not even, Gersima. They're not even. They are different values. Well done, Hannah. That's correct. Angle X is correct. I've not seen angle Y yet. All right, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, now, if you didn't know how to answer this, or you found it really tricky, please rest assured that you're not the only one, okay? Many people found it tricky, okay? There were not too many people that gave me the correct answer. Maybe half, maybe even less than that, okay? Now, so I want you to know that you're completely normal. There's nothing wrong with you, right? But really, really focus on this, okay? Because the reasoning is way simpler than you think it is, okay? Let me explain. And you'll probably kick yourself. And don't worry, it's part of learning, yeah? So, we once again have 4 angles on a straight line. So we know all of them must add up to 180, right? Now, we can't use the approach we used last time, because what we did last time was 50 degrees plus 28 degrees. Well, that gives us 78 degrees. So I've got what? I've got 102 degrees left, but I need to split them between the 2 remaining angles, X and Y. And what a couple of you did, and to be honest, like, the reason is pretty good here. A couple of you said the answer must be 51 degrees. 51 for this one, and 51 for this one. And that's quite good reasoning. So well done if you said that. But they are not equal in size. So that's not correct, right? So we need to look at it a slightly different way, right? And you'll be surprised at how straightforward this is, okay? Watch carefully. This angle here, we know is 90 degrees, don't we? We know that that's 90 degrees. It's a right angle, okay? So if this part is 28 degrees, angle X must be 62 degrees, because 62 degrees plus 28 degrees, so these two give us 90 degrees. Yeah, and we know that they both come together to form a right angle. The same can be said about the other side. Over here, we've got another right angle. And we've got 50 degrees that's given to us. And then we've got angle Y. So what do we need to add to 50 degrees to get to 90 degrees? 40 degrees. Sorry about that, 0. 40 degrees, yeah? If we add 40 degrees and 50 degrees, we get 90 degrees. So those are our 2 missing angles. And if you want, we can check, because what we could do is add 28, 62, 40, and 50. If we add all those numbers together, we get 180 degrees, okay? So what I would recommend is, if you're being asked these questions, which is very likely in 11 plus exam and SATs exams, if you're asked these questions, try to consider that there might be right angles as well that you can work with, because in that case you're only looking at 90 degrees, aren't you? And it kind of breaks it up much easier for you. Okay, hopefully you understood that, and if you didn't, don't worry, we've got some more practice. So, what is the size of this angle? Let's call it angle M. What's the size of angle M? I do apologise for my angle curvature. It's not the neatest curve, is it? Very quick, Jordan. Your speed is very good. Perfect. Well done, Theo. Great speed. Well done, Gersima. Well done, Hannah. Well done, Hayden. You're very close, Oki and Ari. Very, very close. You're missing a number at the front. Well done, Kiva. Perfect. George S, you're super close. Take another look, because you're doing everything right. Well done, Oscar, that's correct. Well done, George B, that's correct. Well done, Izzy. Well done, Annabelle. Well done, Scarlett. Ragnar, you're super close. Bang on, Ava, that's perfect. That's it, Okinari, that's correct. All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Well done, George, that's better. Perfect. 2, 1, 0. Well done, Himank. All right, who did we speak to last? We spoke to Himank. Oki and Ari, can you help us answer this question, please?
So you need to do 180 take away 24.
Okay, why do I need to do 180 subtract 24?
Because 180 is the size of the line, and 24 is your number, so you have to do 180 take away 24.
Amazing. And what answer do we get if we do that?
156.
Perfect. Brilliant. Well done. Well done, Oki and Ari. That's fantastic. Yeah. So those of you that are still a bit confused, this is what Oki and Ari just said. They said that the entire angle, whoops, watch closely, right? So the entire angle, all of it, let's imagine it's not been cut into at all, is 180, yeah? The entire thing is 180 degrees. We know this. It's always going to be the case in a straight line, okay? Now, this section that's been, the angle that's on the right-hand side is 24 degrees, and the entire angle must be 180 degrees. So if we get the entire angle and subtract what we know about it, we're left with the remaining angle, which is 156 degrees. Guys, you've been brilliant, but you're about to see a question that is very, very challenging, okay? Now, I don't expect you to get it right immediately, but what I do expect is if you don't get it correct, to listen very carefully to the explanation, because this next question is about as tough as it gets, okay, in your exam. So if you can answer this next question, that would be brilliant. But if you can't, just keep practicing, okay? Are you ready for it? Okay. Check this out. So we've got four angles. Three of them are missing. One we know about. And the question is this: if angle D is double the size of angle A, what is the size of angle C? It sounds tricky, but you can do this, guys. Let's see if you can do it in 1 minute. All right, let's have a look. Monk, that's perfect. Very good. So close. If you said 56, you're very close. Remember, guys, we're only looking for one angle, so you should only be given one answer, yeah? The question is, what is the size of angle C? So don't worry about A and D, just tell me the size of angle C. Yes, Ava, smashed it, perfect, very good. Izzy, brilliant, that's correct. If you said 60, you're not far away at all. That's correct, Oscar. Perfect, Theo. Theo, your first answer was correct. Perfect, Jordan. Perfect, Hannah. All right, 10 seconds. Perfect, Alexa. Okay, we'll go through it. Now, this was supposed to be a tough question, so don't worry if you found it tricky. It's supposed to be, okay? But all I ask of you is to watch really carefully, okay? And then you'll understand this. So what is it asking us to do? It's asking us to find the size of angle C, so this one here, right? So we want to, your answer should be, what is the size of this blue angle right here? Now, how are we going to figure this out? Well, remember what we said earlier. When we know that we can see a right angle given to us, and we kind of do right here, don't we? Because we know that one part of this right angle is 72 degrees, and we know that the entire right angle must be 90 degrees. So we're given a lot of information here, because we know that angle A must be 18 degrees, right? Because 18 degrees plus 72 degrees is 90 degrees. And we know that this entire section must be 90 degrees because it's a right angle. Now, go back to the question. It says, if angle D is double the size of angle A, well, let's stop there. Angle A is 18 degrees. So what it's saying is angle D must be 36 degrees. What is the size of angle C? Well, I can work this out now. Angle C must be 54 degrees, because 54 degrees plus 36 degrees gives me 90 degrees. And I know that, have a look here, look, angle C and angle D must add up to a right angle, 90 degrees, okay? So well done if you said that. But if you didn't get it right, hopefully you understood the explanation. And I would recommend, if you found this quite tricky, maybe like when you get some time, watch again this lesson, go through it again, rewind to certain bits, fast forward to certain bits. You don't have to watch the whole thing, maybe just go to the questions and give it another go. But it is important that we understand angles and straight lines, so make sure you do practice. Okay, right.